Okay, just before I start my presentation, I just want to make sure that everything's fine. My face on the right left corner, right bottom corner, whatever, and the audio should be everything should be fine. I just wanna say hi. How are you? Hope you're all doing okay. I know today's last class and everybody's so excited, and some of you probably are sad because we're not gonna have this class anymore. Depends on who you are. I just wanna say that I tried my best. This is my 60th attempt on making this video because I always keep making a mistake and redoing it. So I hope this video is the one. I tried my best to make it engaging with all of you, you know, but let's hope for the best, And I'm gonna be starting by introducing myself. My name is Abdullah Al Dubayban, and these are my partner. My group members, partners. They're gonna be standing in front of all of you, basically, just wave hi. So let's start. We talked about discourse community. The whole semester we talked about discourse community. So I'm sure that everyone knows what is a discourse community. Don't worry, for anyone who doesn't know what is a discourse community, I'm gonna just talk about our discourse community, which is the gaming community. So let's make everything simple, because I'm not here trying to confuse all of you. Gaming community, gaming discourse community, what does it mean? It means a group of people who having one thing in common. They have something that they love, they share together, which is in this case anything related to gaming, video games, consoles, new video games, releases, anything related to gaming. That's what they share and love. And I just want you all to pay attention on each slide. You will see there's certain symbols. I just pay attention to it because everything makes sense, right? Or it means something. So as you can see here, I'm sure you guys noticed some of these controllers. I'm sure you noticed this one. You notice these stuff, and they're all shaped as a fist, as a hand, as a fist, as a united hand. So just pay attention to that. Pay attention to that. And as you can see, I just want you all to think: what is the first thing that comes up in your mind when you see these characters or this picture? To my group members, you can please feel free to pause my video to give them time to think, or to talk about it, basically. So if you all notice that these are, as you can see, the classic arcade. So these are basically the OG, they are the first characters that came to our gaming community, basically. But let's go a little bit back. We're going to be talking about the gaming history and the culture and how these two are related to each other, in my opinion. So as you guys know, the first console that came out to the market was the Atari. So when the Atari came, it made a huge, it blew the market, basically. It just amazed everyone, and everybody loved it. Everybody wanted to have it. Everybody was talking about it, that even in the 1970s to the 1980s, they were called the golden age, where video games blew and became a huge deal, So when that happened, when we had a solid history, because think about it for 1 second. Gaming. The whole purpose of gaming is playing with people that you love, being around, being, not being alone, Even though if you're playing alone, you can still find someone to play with you because there's always been player 1, player 2, So the history of gaming became a culture by itself. So when we're saying culture, what does really a culture mean? Look at all the cultures around the world. What is the key for the word culture? I'm gonna give you guys the key, but you can have a few seconds to think about it. So I'm gonna be giving you time out. The key for the culture is the language. Each culture has their own unique language. you know. Like for example, I'm gonna talk about my let's talk about, I'm not gonna go with my culture, let's keep it in video game culture. In video game culture, the language, as you can see, some people, they might not know what's the signs, but other people who are part of that culture, they would understand easily. Don't worry, don't get confused, everything should make sense in a few. So as we talked that video games, when it started, like Blue made a huge deal, and the golden age in some areas, some people, they're saying that the golden age continued to the 2000s. The 2000s is basically where these devices were originally born, which is, you have the PS Vita, PlayStation, but let's stick with the three origin ones, which is the PlayStation, the Xbox, and the Wii. And even till now, then, you will see these devices. But as you can see, I'm sure someone would know what are those, it related to childhood memories. And some devices are older than my age. But let's keep going. So gamers versus non-gamers. So we talked about the language, we talked about the language of the culture when it comes to gaming. So what does that supposed to mean? So as you can see, just here you go, just have a second, just look at these symbols, signs. It means something. I'm sure for those who are lost, confused about not knowing what's going on, it's okay, I'm gonna help you in a few, but just look at it for a few seconds. Some of you might recognize some of these symbols are related to certain games, it has to relate it to something, to a video game, to a community, to whatever, it's everything is related to something. So let's go for here. As you all can see, for example, the mushroom here is from Super Mario, which can be related to Nintendo. I think most of them are related to Nintendo. We have symbol of Wario. I'm sure everybody knows that, but let's go. Legend of Zelda. I'm not familiar with all of them. Kirby, and so on. And let's just go more specified. Let's go with the game Mario, for example. The game Mario. I'm sure everybody knows what is Mario. It's a famous game, famous character, loved character by everyone, hopefully. So as I said, gamers can understand basic signs and symbols easily, but non-gamers, they will struggle understanding the language, the basic signs. They will have a hard time, even sometimes having a hard time by holding a controller, and I'm sure some of you might actually feel relate, but it's all good, because think about it. If you're traveling to a new country, let's assume you guys travel to China, you don't know what the heck is going on, but you're going to notice that they have their own way, they have their own culture, and you would try to learn and adapt, and step by step you will actually know what's going on. It's totally normal, and in my example here, as you can see, I hope it's zoomed in though. As you can see, these are simple from Mario games in general, and some of you might notice these characters, they notice these symbols, and some people, it might be new to them, and let's go with the most common one. We have the mushroom, we have the, let me see it, I can see it, okay, the retro Mario. This is the life up mushroom that you take it, give you a life, so these are basically part of the language, and everybody can learn it. Here's another picture, basically a zoomed up picture. So gaming help us to connect with the world, and it help us to unite. As you saw from the picture, from the first picture, where is it? Yeah, we all are united when it comes to gaming, because we share that one love that grabs us and makes us sit together, and no matter, even though I'm talking about the gaming, about the process and everything in general, video games and video game consoles are actually getting more advanced and getting more getting more advanced, and the technology also helps into that. Like for example, if I was rich, I would have used they have this technology, which is basically the VR technology, where I can be actually standing in front of all of you right now, even though I'm in the other side of the world giving my presentation right now. But that's the closest that I can get and the closest thing that I can afford at the moment. But as you can see, I hope I gave you a little bit of what's going on, but the whole key of everything is the language. And each culture, each discourse community has its own language, and in the gaming community having their own language. As we mentioned, the gamers versus non-gamers. Gamers, they would understand what's going on. They would understand how to hold the device, for example. But some people who are non-gamers, they might have a struggle. They might hold it, I don't know, just let's assume this is a controller. But I hope I said my point, and that's basically my part so far. You know, I hope you all have a wonderful day. I wish you all a Merry Christmas and good luck with your presentation. And I'm sorry again for not being able to be with all of you to witness your presentations. I'm sure you guys are going to do an amazing job, and I want to thank my professor for giving me the opportunity to be actually presenting my part in the presentation. Thank you so much, Professor, and hope you all have an amazing day, an amazing holiday. And my group members are going to be continuing the presentation from there. And if you all have any questions for my part, please feel free to ask your questions at the end of the presentation. And I'm sure my partners, they would be answering your questions because they are actually amazing people, and I'm really proud that I worked with. Thank you so much, and hope you all have a wonderful day. And I know I talk too much, but have a wonderful day, people. I'm trying to find where's the button to end it, but take care all.